If you've been struggling in being consistent with saving despite tracking your expenses, trying all kinds of budgeting methods, and reading all the financial books, I'm about to tell you why. Specifically, 3 real reasons why and how you can overcome it for good as a former shopaholic myself. Let's get into it. So yes, I've been a shopaholic for years, deep into impulsive buying, retail therapy, and now I am a money mindset coach, having built my first million pesos because I've built sustainable money habits and systems. Now I'm coaching several Filipino professionals to do the same and building consistent money habits so that they could finally achieve funding the life that they want. And so I'm gonna be real with you. The 3 real reasons why that nobody's talking about enough, because I've experienced it myself, and also I've seen it with so many Filipino professionals that I've been coaching for years now. And it's so important that you know the deep, real reason so that you can find the real solution. So let's dive into the first reason why. You've been inconsistent with saving because you're pressured to achieve everything all at the same time. This is a huge roadblock because if you're overwhelmed with wanting to achieve so many things all at the same time, you're going to feel pressured, you're going to feel like it's impossible, and then you're just gonna give up on that savings target. I see so many of my clients who come to me like they want to achieve the 500k savings, they want to fund their early retirement, they want to scale their business, they want to have passive income, they want to travel around the world, and then from there they're like, parang it's gonna take me so much income to get there and so much savings to get there. So wag na lang. Parang unrealistic pala. And so what happens is they feel defeated, they feel demotivated. So why stick to the savings that I am aiming for if it feels impossible to get there? So what ends up happening is that you feel frustrated, you give up, and then you keep procrastinating your savings targets or your financial goals. But here's my belief. Here's my philosophy that changed everything, that made me consistent with my savings goals, is that I believe that you can have everything you could ever want, but not all at the same time. If you want to be consistent with saving and achieving your financial goals, it boils down to proper pacing and timing. It's achieving your goals one at a time instead of all at the same time and feeling overwhelmed by it. And when you get deep into it, the reason why you want to achieve everything all at the same time is because you're seeing others achieving that already by this age. You already achieved so much by this age, and you're already at that age, and you feel left behind, and you feel like you need to keep up, and you need to hustle, and you need to like pressure yourself, and it really doesn't help. So that's why when I coach my clients, I guide them in having that safe space to dream again and figure out what they truly want out of their own life instead of constantly comparing themselves to others on what they've already achieved. Because ultimately, when they figure out what they truly want for themselves out of their own lives, from there, I help them to get crystal clear on what are the specific milestones that they need to achieve in the next 6 to 12 months, and then from there build a personalized roadmap and system that would allow them to get there. So in that way, they're going to be focused on funding one milestone at a time instead of pressuring themselves to achieve everything all at the same time and figuring everything out all at the same time. So what happens is that when you're focused on one milestone at a time, then you're going to feel like it's doable, it's achievable, and so you're going to be motivated to stick to that savings target that you're aiming for. So repeat after me. One at a time, not all at the same time. Got it? That way, your goals become digestible and achievable to work towards, and you're gonna be motivated to take consistent action towards achieving those goals. I share this from my experience being a former shopaholic, now building my 1M net worth of savings and investments. This didn't happen in like 1 year, and I pushed myself, hustled my way, and like got off the side hustles and income streams and like hustle. No, like I really focused on one milestone at a time. Like back in 2020, I had so many big dreams that I wanted to achieve. Like I wanted to quit my corporate job to start my own business so that I could have freedom, time freedom, location freedom. I wanted to have my first real estate property. I wanted to invest in that. I wanted to fund my first solo trip to Palawan. I wanted to fund my own trip to Europe, the US, where I could reunite with my siblings abroad. I started thinking about how to fund my dream wedding and move in with my husband. Like all of these dreams that I had, I didn't overwhelm myself wanting to hit all of these savings targets all in the same year. So instead of overwhelming myself and hustling my way to achieve all of these goals all at the same time, I learned how to properly pace out my goals in a realistic and achievable way by knowing what and how to prioritize in a way that would create a domino effect on the rest of my goals. So in 2021, I prioritized saving up 500K that would give me the courage to quit my corporate job and start my own coaching business. I invested a huge chunk of my savings into enrolling in a course that allowed me to hone my skills as a money mindset and life coach so I could create a life-changing impact on my clients. Then only when I really stabilized my business in 2022, that's when I felt ready to be engaged with my boyfriend, now husband, and prepare for funding our dream wedding and condo turnover where we're gonna live in. That's also when I got to finally set aside funds for my solo trip to Coron, Palawan. I've talked about it in this video. I did a deep dive of like my 4-step budgeting plan for that. And then in 2023, as the demand grew for my coaching business, that's when I prioritized fixing my back-end system so I could create a more premium experience for onboarding my clients. So I invested in support for fixing those systems. Also, having these automated systems in my business was really a priority then because I wanted to go on a 2-week Europe trip, knowing that I don't have to worry about my business at that time and everything would go smoothly for my clients while I was in Europe for the travel. I also did a deep dive video on how I budgeted for my Europe trip right here that you can check out. Then, as I adjusted to married life while I was scaling my business, that's when I felt ready to invest in a real estate property with my husband, knowing that my income is sustainable enough to cover the monthly amortization payments for that. And because I had built sustainable money habits and systems as my income grew, I was able to save and set aside funds for my next trip to the US, where I'm able to treat my husband for our second wedding anniversary this fall 2024, which I'm super excited about. It's like a huge bucket list that I'm able to do, and as you can see, like, it's because I've paced out my goals and process, and I took my time in building the right financial foundations in that process. I achieved all of these major life milestones in the span of 4 years because I mastered the proper pacing and timing of all of these life goals, backed up with sustainable money habits and systems in place. And this is exactly what I love guiding my clients on, that has allowed them to stop procrastinating their goals and instead start prioritizing funding their big dreams into reality because they have the sustainable money habits and systems in place. Watch this video with my client Bon on how I helped him in overcoming the cycle of his recurring debts, now able to have the confidence in funding his dream home and car in this video. Like, I was so proud of him, and it's all because I was able to help him with the proper pacing and timing of his goals, and also how he was able to stick with sustainable money habits and systems in that process. Get inspired with that client interview, and also visualize for yourself on what's possible when you get to work with me as your coach as well. Moving on to the second real reason why you're inconsistent with saving is because you're not solving the root cause of your money problems. This is why the tracking of expenses, budgeting apps, budgeting methods that you've been trying are not sticking around in the long run, because they're just temporary band-aid solutions instead of really digging deep and understanding like what is the root cause that keeps me going back to the same spending cycle that I want to get rid of. If you want to build sustainable money habits, it's only 10% money management, like the tracking of expenses, the financial templates, the numbers, the math, and it's actually 90% addressing the root problem that you refuse to confront that bleed into how you spend. This is the core of what I help my clients with in understanding that root cause and digging deep into their money paradigms, in their limiting beliefs around money. Like, may it be that because they are ashamed of their upbringing, they cover up that shame with retail therapy, with shopping, in order to like heal their inner child. Or it's like you deal with rejection and hurt with shopping in order to not actually feel those feelings, and it's so much easier to just compensate with shopping instead to give you that temporary relief. Or that you're so scared of prioritizing your big dreams because you're scared to fail, so you would rather just spend on fleeting things in order to feel some kind of fulfillment, but it's actually just an illusion. This is why I love holding a safe space for my clients to be vulnerable, to open up, because that's only when they will really realize like what are those root problems that are subconsciously living in my mind that I'm scared to confront, that I'm scared to face, that I'm in denial of. Because that's only when the financial templates would work. That's only when you'll you'll finally stick to your savings targets. That's only when you'll stop overspending. This is what I love I learned in my coaching training, and understanding the language and science of the mind on how our beliefs and thoughts around money really bleed into how we spend. And this is why I'm really able to guide my clients in digging deep and finding that root cause problem so that really they could break the cycle for good. If you want to get inspired by real life case studies of my clients on how I've helped them in solving the root cause of their money problems, watch my free training linked below on how to be financially free with one income stream by building sustainable money habits and systems. I share there my 3-step roadmap where I've condensed my years of being a shopaholic to now having my 1M net worth of savings and investments. You just need to sign up in that link and I will deliver that free training video straight to your inbox, and you're going to be so inspired of what's possible when you're able to really dig deep, uncover those root problems, and finally face them head on so that you could finally break the spending cycle for good and be consistent with savings so that you could finally fund the life that you want. Third real reason why you've been inconsistent with saving is because you're following budgeting templates that are not tailored to you. If you want to build a sustainable financial system, it needs to be customized to your life stage and location. So the problem I see Filipinos face is that they're so confused, they're so overwhelmed, they're so lost with managing their finances that lead them to be inconsistent. It's because they're trying to like copy paste what everyone else is doing with their finances and trying to replicate it for them. But in reality, you need to find a way to customize and personalize how you budget according to your priorities in life, according to your stage in life, because this is what I love guiding my clients on, is really seeing like how unique their situation is in looking at their current income situation, looking at their life stage, looking at their life goals, and how can their financial system adjust to that so that they're gonna be excited to stick to it, knowing that it is towards funding their next life milestones. I have clients who come to me from different life stages, may it be preparing for married life, finally moving out of their parents' house, pivoting in their career, scaling their businesses, or funding the tuition fees of their kids. Each of them would need to allocate their income differently so that it would be a sustainable financial system that they would stick to, so that they would be consistent with the savings that they aim for. So for example, the 70-20-10 rule, the 50-30-20 rule, those are just basically baselines. But then the reason why it doesn't work out for a lot of my clients, and they come to me be like, I tried that but it doesn't work, I'm still not consistent, I'm still inconsistent with my savings, it's because of this. Like, you need to tailor fit your budgeting, your financial system according to your life stage and priorities, so that you really see the end goal, the outcome, that you're going to be excited, that you're able to fund your next life milestones in the 6 to 12 months because you're consistent with this financial system that is customized to where you are and where you want to be. Now let's talk about customizing your financial system to your location. So it's also important to customize your budgeting system, your financial system according to your location. Maybe if you're in the Philippines, then really customizing it according to like the lifestyle that you want. So maybe if you prefer the peaceful provincial life, or you really like the city life, like you have to make sure that it is aligned with the expenses according to that lifestyle that you want. Then I also have clients who come to me from different locations outside of the Philippines. I have clients from Germany, UK, New York, Malaysia, Indonesia, like so many countries. And I also help them in aligning their financial system according to the resources that they have in their country. Because it's gonna differ depending on how they would organize their accounts, how they would spend, if it's cash, credit, or debit, and ultimately how to allocate their current income in their currency according to their lifestyle abroad. Bottom line, your financial system is not a one-size-fits-all, which is why following those budgeting rules and financial templates that you just want to fill in and be done, it's really not sustainable. This is why I love guiding my clients with my 15-minute sustainable financial system that is tailored to their life stage, priorities, and location, in line with funding their next life milestones in the next 6 to 12 months. This allows them to eliminate hours of feeling overwhelmed with expense tracking, feeling stressed on the weekends to like organize everything with their finances, and instead they finally feel at peace because they have a financial system that is aligned to where they are, that only requires them to monitor it twice a month under 15 minutes. It allows them to allocate their income with ease, knowing that they can balance enjoying the fruits of their labor while funding their future goals. And this is what I love surprising my clients with when they work with me as their coach. They're like, I couldn't believe that you can do your finances in 15 minutes until I experienced it myself, that it's actually possible. And this is something that my clients really, really look forward to during our coaching together, because they could finally stop being in the loop of DIYing their finances, trying to copy paste what everyone else is doing, and turns out it's not working for them. The reason why clients come to me for help is because they're done. They're like done wasting time and resources DIYing, because they've been doing that for years. And I just want to follow a step-by-step path, step-by-step roadmap that allows them to know that I am doing the right thing. I am allocating my income effectively. I am going to finally be consistent with my savings. I am finally going to build sustainable money habits and systems so that I could finally fund those big dreams that I've always wanted for myself. So if this has resonated with you and you want that personalized guidance for building sustainable money habits and systems in the next 60 days, then I invite you to join my coaching program, Fund Your Freedom. This is where I will guide you with the proper pacing and timing of funding your next life milestones, in solving the root cause of your spending problems, and also customizing your financial system according to your life stage, priorities, and income situation, so that you'd finally have trust and confidence in yourself to make wise spending decisions, and ultimately give yourself that peace of mind that you're able to be consistent with achieving your financial goals. Link in my bio on how you can join my coaching program, Fund Your Freedom, or you can visit coachingwithnick.com. I have so many success stories for my clients there, so that you can get inspiration of thinking that, hey, if they went through that, if they struggled with that, then it's also possible for me, because that's exactly where my clients come from when they come to me for help. They're like, I am so inspired that you were a former shopaholic, that you used to be overspending. Now you have grown your wealth to this much, and now you're able to coach so many Filipino professionals to do the same, to achieve their financial goals, to fund their next life milestones one by one. And it's all because I was able to guide them with building sustainable money habits and systems in place. So check the link in my bio to learn how I can coach you. You can also book a free assessment call there if you'd like to chat more one-on-one, if you're the right fit for my program. And I'm so excited to learn more about you as well. If you want to learn more about how I was able to overcome being a shopaholic and now building my first billion, watch this video where I go into way greater detail, and I will see you there.